Xin chao, what's up everybody? In this video today, we're going to be talking about the new citizenship thing they're putting in the news, acting like everybody that's married can now be a citizen inside of Vietnam. There's huge caveats to this. It is not what it seems. We'll also talk about this retirement visa that seems to be, for some reason, on a lot of Instagrammers' minds, and the same with like a entertainer's visa and all these things, which have none of which become reality yet. So in this video, we're going to unpack what's actually happening and what's not actually happening. First things first, let's just grab onto the topic. Let's just read directly from the deal here, the main news article. That very much so makes it seem like you can now acquire citizenship from your country and hold on to yours and get citizenship here. Before I read this article, it has always been possible as a person married to a Vietnamese from other countries to get a dual citizen, not a dual citizenship, but a citizenship here. There was never an option for a dual citizenship. In fact, you would have to give up your rights as a citizen in your country of origin to take on the citizenship here. And as far as I know, the new one that they've just offered is the same thing. So, foreigners married to Vietnamese can gain citizenship without living in Vietnam. Foreigners with Vietnamese spouses or family ties can now apply for Vietnamese citizenship without needing to meet residency, language, or financial requirements under new amendments to the law on Vietnamese nationality passed on Tuesday. That's like one of the biggest, it's your head scratching right away in the first paragraph, right? You're like, well, you don't require residency, but you would have to give up citizenship. So then if you still lived in America, you would have to give up your American passport and then be a foreigner with a Vietnamese passport in America. So if you're starting to get your head scratch on and being like, well, who's this really for? You're going to kind of get stumbled onto this on the next thing. I think this is for Vietnamese. Really only Viet Qs is the only people I could think of that would want to do this. But still, even then, why would anybody give up a passport for America or Canada or Australia when it's infinitely stronger, like infinitely stronger than the Vietnamese one? All right, let me finish. The revised law approved by the National Assembly opens the door for foreign nationals and stateless persons who have a Vietnamese spouse, child, parent, or grandparent. The applicants are no longer required to prove Vietnamese language, demonstrate financial self-sufficiency, and lived in Vietnam for at least 5 years. Requirements that had previously made naturalization difficult for many. The relaxed conditions also apply to foreigners who are recognized for their special contributions or proven benefits to the country. However, those have to be approved by the president. However, applicants must comply with Vietnamese laws. The government hopes the reform will attract skilled professionals, investors, scientists, and experts to Vietnam. The goal is to encourage integration and supporting national development. In another major shift, Vietnam will allow some applicants, to retain dual citizenship if they have Vietnamese relatives and receive presidential approval. So I'm not even going to read the rest of this article because who gives a flippin' shit, to be honest with you. With peace and love, ain't none of us going to give up our passport at America or Canada or whatever to oh shit, come south. To get a permit here. It's just not going to happen to get a citizenship here. The only thing that would happen, and what a lot of people would do, and I mean a lot of people, is they would take the dual citizenship greatly. Like if you told me when I was married that I could become a citizen and maintain my passport of American descent, being in my American passport, and then be able to have a secondary passport of Vietnam by following through with their guideline, that's your ticket, baby. This is not going to work. No one's going to do that. No one's going to give up their passport. A quick peruse in the comment section also will show. Let's see here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, if you have a 5-year residence, your exemption on the temporary, you can open a bank account as a foreign. You don't need citizenship. I know that because I have a local bank. Wait, where's this at? Yeah. Will the law allow most expatriates to retain their citizenship or relinquish their original citizenship? Which is exactly what it's going to be. You can tell by the way the article's written. I would be very, very, very surprised if they'll allow you to maintain both citizenships. And if they do, there's going to be a shit ton of people jumping on that. Oh my God. What we got over here, chat? Holy shit. Little honey. God, I love Vietnam. Hot chicks everywhere. So, I mean, I would venture to say that that's not going to be a big option. Now, let's move on to the next thing. Golden visas, retirement visas. There's some guy, entertainment visa. He dresses all animated and he does Instagram things and he talks really loud and goes over the top. But most of the shit the guy has to say, I'm not firing shots, but these are things that are proposed and these are things that are not finalized. There is no retirement visa. There's no entertainer visa. There's none of these things approved. They are just slightly being talked about. And like I said in previous videos, probably more than likely, the only thing you're likely going to see out of that is a retirement visa where you have to park hundreds of thousands of dollars into Vietnam. And if you're already capable of doing that, then you're probably already capable of getting a TRC, which is the way. And for people that don't know, that think you need a citizenship to open a bank account and all this stuff, your information is sorely lacking. You need to check the Fat and Broke channel. If you're married and you have a TRC, you're able to work in the country off of that. You're able to open a checking account at any bank with that. There are limitations to it, but you can pretty much set up and do things as needed in Vietnam once you acquire a TRC. It would be the same as essentially having the dual citizenship, besides for like owning things in your name, which is where that would come in clutch. So I would have loved to have seen something like that. You know, I think that definitely could possibly be some kind of future deal, you know. So you're just getting a lot of misinformation, you know. Here's this one lady in the comments. Great news for me. Great news for me. Now I can apply for citizenship if I desire. With citizenship, I can finally get an ID card. So you're going to be able to get an ID card too if you have a TRC, which you already could have done. I think they're talking about introducing some kind of other identification card, but it's probably not going to fit in for a lot of people. So long story short, not much has changed. Staying on a 90-day tourist visa is still very viable. There's a lot of people doing it, years on, 2 years plus. You know, there's guys that have been here since 2019 on a tourist visa that stayed through COVID. So Vietnam has no problem currently now of you living on a Touristo visa in Vietnam. You know, there's no need outside of needing a checking account to where you need to really pursue these angles. And then if you're going to be here long term and you're trying to do business, you need to be setting up a business and getting a TRC and doing it the correct way anyways. These fly-by-night mom and pop shops that you pay off to get shit done, they're only going to last so long. Do things the right way. And I'll keep you guys up to date. You know, if they do offer a real dual citizenship, that's going to be a gigantic game changer. If there is some kind of offering of a retirement visa that's viable forever, even if it just even comes out, even if it's not viable, if there's an entertainer visa, all this stuff I'll bring out on my channel and you'll hear about. So now that we've talked about the topic at hand today, I want to get to the last segment. We stream over at kick.com/fatandbroke. I'm going to put that on the screen right now. It is imperative that you go over there and make an account and join the streams. We get paid by the company to stream now. If you want to support me in a completely free way, all you have to do is go over to Kick, sign up for an account, and watch me stream. I get paid literally just from that. And we would love to have you in the streams. Alternatively, if you don't want to watch me stream, I have Patreon. And there's so many videos up there if you want to know more about Saigon, mongering, or any kind of information, and just support the channel in additional ways. Patreon is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. I would love if you went over there and signed up. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month, which is like 16 cents a day, or 6 cents a day. Something really cheap. So, I mean, I appreciate you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't like it, fuck off. I don't really care. But for those that did enjoy it, smash that motherfucking like button, leave a comment, hit that subscribe, yo, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay frosty. Thanks for watching. Peace out.